No. We have set up um, a tip page for the project. And so you can now go there, you can find the letter, the guidance from the New York State DOT, as well as our planning targets, which are our fiscal targets, have been posted as well. You'll note that there are significant sources of funding that we previously have not had access to, including the HSIP, Highway Safety Improvement Program, new sources of carbon reduction funding, carbon reduction program funding, as well as significant off-system bridge and STBG flex funding sources. So there will very likely be an opportunity for the Transportation Council to issue a call for new projects to the TIP, but we can't do that until we determine what the needs of the existing projects are. And that's the general process for the TIP update. So more to come there in the month of December. Thanks, Rob. And then the next announcement, the Mid-Hudson Valley Transportation Management Area, which is Orange, Dutchess, and Ulster Transportation Councils, did issue a open call for transit funding to all designated recipients for FTA funds in the TMA planning area. So those in Ulster County, that would just include Ulster County Area Transit. We have $13 million in unallocated 5307 transit funds, which can be used for capital or operating purposes. The emphasis will be on capital acquisitions. So this will be a competitive call for projects issued to all designated recipients in the TMA area. And we're encouraging Ulster County Area Transit to submit an application for transit rolling stock purchases. Let's see. Can you go page down, Rob? Don't have control now. Oh, there we go. More announcements. If you're not aware, the UCAT route optimization plan is very much underway. We're at a major transition phase where we hosted a public meeting last week. We had over 60 participants. And we are now presenting draft route scenarios to the public for riders to comment on. So folks can go through the Participate Ulster page, and you'll find the survey is through an online format called Maptionnaire. And participants can view the new routes and provide comments on them by clicking on the map, dropping pins, and submitting comments if the route is conducive to their schedules or not. So we look forward to receiving more feedback. And the process for that is, once we receive this round of comments, we'll continue to make further revisions to proposed route changes and then develop a final recommended plan for UCAT. But it's important for everyone to understand that there will not be changes to the routes until Ulster County Area Transit is able and willing to accept them. So there will be many opportunities for public notification before any changes to UCAT routes are made. Two other announcements quickly, as the supervisor announced the Safe Streets for All final round was announced. UCTC did submit an application for planning funds to conduct a road safety plan, a countywide plan. I was hoping that we would be able to sweep up the town of Lloyd into that process if we were awarded. Unfortunately, that application was unsuccessful. That was a bit of a surprise to us. David put some significant amount of time into that. So we have requested a debrief, and we'll find out why that application was not successful and hopefully find a way forward. We have the option of doing our own study using our own funding sources, but this was a better match ratio. And then finally, the Protect program, which is the new FHWA resiliency program, has another round of planning and capital grants was announced, and UCTC will be resubmitting a proposal to conduct a transportation resiliency plan countywide. And the deadline for that is February. Those are all my announcements.
Sorry, just one, if I could add one more, the Transportation Council currently has a vacancy in its staff. It's a senior transportation position. We've talked about this in the past. If anyone knows anybody that's interested, please ask them to send Brian or myself a resume and a cover letter, and we'll be happy to consider them for the position. Which leads me to my next announcement was because of that vacancy and because of the workload, we were originally going to update the long-range transportation plan, which needs to be updated by September with existing staff, using existing staff. We've decided not to proceed in that direction because of time constraints and staff constraints, and have awarded a contract to a company named Transpo to help us with that transition into a full update of the transportation plan. That contract will be before the county legislature in December. Absent that, we need that contract approved in order for us to meet our federal requirements with respect to an update by September. Anything I'm leaving out on that, Brian?
No, but we will address that issue in terms of a revision to the UPWP later on the agenda.
Yeah, thank you.
Just wanted to update you. Town of Plattekill, on Bridge of New York from a year ago, Old Mill Road was successful. It's on a tip. But they did receive another red flag recently. And the bridge will be closed as of December 9th.
What road is that?
Old Mill Road, it's in the southern part of the county. It's literally
I know where it is, yeah.
outside of
Yeah.
the county line,
I know where it is.
but it'll be closed.
That, I think, as I recall, was a detour route for Route 9W, as I recall.
No, it's off of 32.
Oh, different Old Mill Road, thinking, yeah, okay. All right. Anything else?
Any other announcements from folks online? I'm not seeing that.
Okay, hearing none, we'll move to item 5 on the agenda, new business. Item A, UCTC Resolution 2024-11, amendment to the UCTC, excuse me, federal fiscal year 2023-2027 Transportation Improvement Program to add a New York State Department of Transportation PIN ALC 211 as shown in attachment 1. I have a motion for approval, please. Thank you, Mr. Pine. Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Supervisor Pavlicek, second. I have a motion and a second. Discussion, Brian.
This is a project proposed by New York State DOT. The description shown on the draft tip strip is culvert replacements. Orange and Ulster replace the culverts that carry New York 52, New York 17K, and New York 213 over unknown streams, and US Route 44 over the 12 Still Creek and various municipalities. Sandra, do you have anything to add regarding this project?
No, I mean, you have it pretty well outlined in the description.
Thank you. Projects that are to be added to the UCTC tip require technical committee approval, 15-day public notice, and final policy committee approval. We did issue public notice for this tip amendment, and we did not receive any public comments.
Any questions or concerns? Hearing none. Any opposed? Any abstentions? So approved. Thank you very much. Item B, UCTC Resolution 2024-12, amendment to the UCTC Federal Fiscal Year 2023-2027 Transportation Improvement Program to add a new Ulster County area transit projects as shown in attachment 1. I have a motion for approval, please.
So moved.
It was Leanne, if I'm correct, right?
No, it was Mary Beth.
I'm sorry, Mary Beth, I apologize.
No worries.
Supervisor Majestic, do I have a second?
Quigley, second.
Thank you, Mr. Quigley. Supervisor Quigley, I have a motion and a second. Brian?
Thank you. These are constitute regular fleet replacements for the Ulster County Area Transit System. The grants were submitted earlier this year to the Federal Transit Administration using funds due to expire. They are FTA 5339 funds, which can be used for capital expenditures. The first pin to be added to the tip is ATU 020. Funds to be applied for the procurement and purchase of one battery electric bus. That for a vehicle that has exceeded its useful life. And then the second pin is for federal funds for the purpose of one 35-foot battery electric bus and three 30-foot buses, as well as one support vehicle for the Ulster County Area Transit System. Again, these are lapsing funds, so it was important that Ulster County Area Transit submit these for expenditure during the fiscal year. And again, additions to the UCTC tip require technical committee review and approval and 15-day public notice before policy committee consideration. This was issued with the other tip amendment. We did not receive any public comments.
Thank you, Brian. Any comments or questions? Was anybody on from UCAT at all?
No.
Okay. Hearing none. Any opposed? Any abstentions? So carried. Thank you very much. Item C, UCTC resolution number 2024-13, amendment to the UCTC state fiscal year 2024-2025 Unified Planning Work Program to add cost to UPWP project number 44.23.01-01, development of a long-range transportation plan. We had some brief discussions on this just a little while ago, so I entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Supervisor Pavlicek, do I have a second?
Quigley, second.
Thank you, Supervisor. I have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
This is an internal offset utilizing existing funds already on the Unified Planning Work Program repurposed to this project. Again, that was so that the contract could be executed in a timely fashion. These funds will be returned to the original projects from which they were drawn from when we develop next year's Unified Planning Work Program.
Any questions?
Yeah, I have a question. On the complete streets planning, the 70,000 as amended goes to 25,000?
That's correct, Amanda. We're going to, we'll put money back into that program when we update.
No, if I may.
Go ahead.
This is this is attachment 2.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Of
Go ahead.
the resolution. Thank you, Supervisor. So in attachment 2 of the resolution, it's a revision to the narrative of the Unified Planning Work Program. Under the project task, Community Transportation Planning Assistance, we have added additional description to include to address what is a new Federal Highway Administration set aside. It's a mandatory set aside of funds that need to be dedicated to complete streets planning purposes. It's 2.5% of our annual allocation needs to be dedicated to that purpose. So that amounts to $25,955. So this amendment allows us to specify that the money has been set aside, and now staff, whenever we're doing complete streets planning assistance for municipalities, can bill our time directly to this task code so that we can meet that 2.5% requirement. So it's a relatively minor revision and does not affect our PL funds. This has been an issue of quite a bit of discussion among the NPOs statewide. It requires quite a bit of administrative capacity for a relatively small amount of documentation or a small amount of dollars. spent in this instance. We're doing quite a bit of coordination with the Planning Bureau at New York State DOT to make sure that all of the accounting is addressed. And so that's essentially what this does, is it facilitates the accounting of the drawdown of those funds.
Thank you, Brian. Amanda, if I can, just a little bit shorter explanation. It's a technical amendment that doesn't change the amount of work that the Transportation Council will be doing relative to complete streets. It just gives it a specific code to build to that essentially wasn't there before to meet the federal requirements. Any questions? Does that help, Amanda?
Yeah, it does. It looked like you guys were slashing it, like, yikes.
No, not the case. We're just providing a specific code to build to.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Hearing none, any opposed? Any abstention? So carried. Thank you very much. Other old business, item 6 on the agenda, other old business.
Want me to run through these, Dennis?
Please.
So the first item is the UCTC year 2050 Long Range Transportation Plan Public Engagement Process has begun internally. We are engaged with FHI Studios to develop our public engagement process, which will include a survey, a new web page, and significant public outreach with face-to-face meet and greets and focus group meetings. So that process is under development. We hope to be able to launch our website and announce schedules of meetings in early 2025. This contract is with a firm specifically for public engagement. We will be contracting with an additional firm due to, as Dennis mentioned, staff shortages. We'll be working with Transpo to help with the technical preparation of the actual document. So I'm very appreciative of having Transpo assist us with that process. I already mentioned the Safe Streets for All Planning Grant Awards under announcements and the UPWP call for planning projects, as well as a tip update. The project updates, the big update is the Maptionaires survey for the UCAT route optimization plan. Please, I would strongly encourage our municipalities, our members, if you have newsletters or email distribution lists, please forward that to your citizenry. We would really appreciate it if as many people as possible participate in that survey. Other project updates not listed, the Ulster, Town of Ulster 9W Corridor Management Plan, the mobility plan is nearly complete. We issued or released the draft plan for public comment during the month of October. We've received quite a bit of input and have made some minor revisions to that document during that period of time. So we look forward to publishing the final plan within the next couple of weeks. Supervisor Quigley, if our consultant Mark Sargent from CME has not reached out to you, we would welcome the opportunity to present the findings of that plan to your town board at your convenience. Those are all the project updates. The Ulster County Traffic Safety Board is scheduled to meet on December 2nd. That's the first Monday after Thanksgiving.
Any other business to come before the council? Hearing none, take a motion to adjourn.
Oh, Dennis,
Yes,
wasn't there a kind of special bus in Kingston not too long ago?
I'm sorry, I didn't quite hear that.
Was there a special bus in Kingston not too long ago?
Oh, we don't want to know, we don't want to talk about that.
Okay.
But thank you for recognizing that, the fact that there was a special bus.
For a special man.
Yeah, I don't know about
Oh,
that.
that's right.
Yeah, I got it.
The anniversary
I got it.
special. Thank you, Supervisor.
Thank you, appreciate that. So with that, do I still have a motion to adjourn? Thank you, David, Supervisor, but I'm gonna get the supervisor and the David mixed up. I apologize for that. Do I have a second?
Second, Mary Beth.
All right, no one's opposed to adjourning, so we're adjourned and everybody have a safe and helpful.
Yes, happy Thanksgiving,
Happy
everybody.
Thank
Thanksgiving,
you.
Thank you very
everybody.
much.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Shut
did
that
all
off,
these guys know about the bus?
please.
You
You know,
gotta tell them, come on.
You-
You guys know about the bus?
I saw
You saw it.
an email thing or something.
Yeah.
well, now I've got,
Congratulations.
thank you. Now I've got this, because there's cameras.
Uh-oh, we lost him.